My name is Mr. George A. Nicholas from Ordered Guam. Honesty means is always telling the truth whenever you're being questioned, or always honest, right? Okay,
Honesty.
honest is always like always telling the truth.
Just being true.
Yeah, being true with
To-
whatever question and whatever
No
you
hiding anything
do.
from each
Yeah.
other.
Okay.
Yeah, in the past, it's really being enforced by older people and our ancestors, but nowadays I notice that there's not much of the young kids and older people that are, that are still around, are not enforcing like what's been going on since the past.
So, so to you, it's kind of like not the same.
It's
these
not the
days?
same. Yeah,
Like
it's not the
today,
same.
you
Yeah.
don't see it the same way.
No, you don't say it the same way because before, the older people, they when you have a conversation with them, you can really see it in their face and their attitude. But now it's like, when you guys talk, it's like you'll be talking to them, but then they're looking someplace else. Yeah. Respeto means is uh, Respeto means is respecting the older people and the younger generation, regardless whether you're older than them or they're younger than you. Example is like me going over and holding the older person's hands, or regardless whether an old lady or an old man, or a adult lady or an adult man, holding their hands and putting it to your head or putting it to your nose, and giving them the respect by holding it and putting your face to it and calling them amen, like nyora and nyora and nyot. Yeah.
So it's like acknowledgement.
Yeah,
Acknowledging
yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
older than you.
Yeah,
and
they're older than you,
respectful.
and you're showing them is totally different from the past. The past, it's a lot better, and it's a lot enforced than today. Today, it's the way I look at it. There's a lot that I notice that are not being enforced. Not only young kids, but older kids, older people, and other people from different villages, different country.
Do you feel like there's a lot going on these days that shows that people don't respect as much as people?
I do. I notice so much. I'm my age is 60 years old, and I notice it that during the time that I was growing up, it's I look at it that it's I notice that it's totally different in the way that people practice respect is, all over the place, whether you're in a different village or different places. If you meet up with older people, regardless whether it's Chamorro or American or what, you still show them respect as an older person that's older than you, and a person that's your age or a younger person. Yeah, you acknowledge them with a respect. That way, you get the respect from them too, and it's teaching them how to respect other people, not only you.
And for another way is kind of like not taking things that aren't yours and respecting their area.
Yeah, respecting
right?
their belongings. And tomorrow, responsibilidad means there's something that you're obligated to do, and you have to make sure that whatever you're obligated to do, you do it. On either basically a day by day thing, or you know.
Good evening. Honesty to me is being honest to anybody, whether it be your significant other, your children, your parents, or even your teachers, your co-workers, your boss.
Just your peers and
Yes.
everyone around you,
Yes.
like telling the truth, just
Yes.
telling the truth.
Telling the truth.
Just
Well, it's like when my mom or my dad would ask, did I go to school or did I skip school? I'll be honest and I'll tell them I did go to school, and I have my friend who is also their friend's daughter to say that I did go to school and not jump over the fence or run into the jungle.
so you were just honest with them.
Yes.
And you told them the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't just stay home and miss school if if I don't feel good. I always tell them the truth, because I have grandkids, and they always like to say, "Honest mama." So I believe them when they say "honest mama." They'll tell me something to say, "Honest mama" or "for reals mama."
Were there any, I guess, situations where you knew honesty was gonna get you in trouble, but you just decided that honesty was the best policy?
Yes, I believe honesty is the best policy, because without being honest, you're not going to get anywhere. It's going to hunt you one of these days.
Good evening. My name is Ruth. I'm Jada Don's St. Nicholas grandmother. Honesty in our culture with our parents was raised us the proper way. If we do things that we're not supposed to do, and they would ask us a question, did you do that? You have to answer honesty, meaning say, we did it. And we know we're going to get in trouble, but that's okay. I mean, we'd rather say the truth now and get in trouble now than get in trouble later. At your age, we were brought up to be honest, to be respectful to our parents, and always respect to other elders. With the kids nowadays, it's like if you see somebody stealing, or you know that person is lying, sometimes the kids that are brought up now would not tattletale on their friends or the family. Is because like in English, they got their back. So it depends what kind of family you were raised and how you were raised.
So you feel it's different. It's
different.
not the same.
Yes, it's different. I mean, somebody can come to your house and a family member can see that person and knows that person, and that person will rub your car, but then this person will not say anything. So it's a great difference. It's not the same like before. When they see things that's happening, they would put a stop to it so it does not continue. My definition for that, when we were raised, when you are talking to your parents, your tone of voice should be lower, because if it was higher, you just get a pinch, or they'll just flick your ears to let you know that your tone of voice is too high. Whenever you go, family members, aunts, uncles, elderly that you see around that is not even related to you, respectful meaning to say you got to go in them and give them that respect, saying, I know that you're older than me, and this is what I give to you as a respect. So it's how you were raised and whom had raised you. Because if you were raised by a parent that follows the Chamorro custom, like anybody you see on the street before, if it's an elder, you try to help them if they're carrying heavy loads, or if it can be a total stranger and still give us differently. You can tell which of the kids are brought up properly, because you have that respect. It's not when you're driving on the road and you so happen made a mistake, caught maybe in between two cars, but signaling. These young teenagers nowadays would cuss. They would say a bad word to you, or, I hate to say it, but flip a finger.
Is there a situation, it could have been when you were my age, or even just this morning, yesterday, anytime where you were in a situation where you had to remember to put respect first? And do you have any situations like that?
I didn't come across any situation that time. Well, I did go to where my car was located at, and I talked to one of the young ladies there, and I wasn't aware that she just started working there. So even though she's younger than me, and my tone of voice was a little bit higher because I was frustrated with my vehicle. And I noticed that when she said to me, "I'm so sorry, miss, I just started last week. I really just learning." My tone of voice kind of calmed down because we were brought up to have respect, whether it be an elder or a younger person, because how would a younger person respect you if you don't respect them also as well? Well, if you're talking to an adult, responsibility is like a siblings. Well, part of growing up with your siblings, you have certain chores that when you come home from school, you do your homework. This is how we did it when my mother and father still alive, and we were still going to school, me and my siblings. We go to school. When we come home, we do our homework, or we eat first and then do our homework, and then we have responsibility, which is to make sure that the house is clean, the dishes are washed in the sink, the rice is cooked, whatever that's for dinner would be taken out, and each one of us have our own task. We could volunteer or
Take the initiative.
take the initiative by throwing the trash out, or going outside and raking outside, making sure the trash are not flying around. But as growing up, we have a big family. There's 11 of us in the family, 6 girls, 5 boys, and we raise pigs, cows, goats, chickens. So my brothers would be out there taking care of the animals, making sure that they're fed before it becomes dark. Us females were in the house, cleaning, cooking, making sure that everything is clean in the house before our father comes home. Both mother and father was working at the same time, so we know our responsibility when we come home. Those tasks in the olden days were always followed, because responsibility is a big word for us when we were growing up. Nowadays, responsibility for the younger children, I don't see it, but they're all spoiled. So if they come home, it's either the younger ones don't do nothing. All they do is play. Maybe they'll do their homework when they come home from work, from school. Us females, actually, so we have in our siblings, there's 5 brothers. We have 5 brothers, and so at our age, we would like to get. We have one sister that would be driving, and we would get on the truck and just go joyriding. But then when we're coming home, we're scared because we know we're going to get in trouble, because the word responsibility then comes in. We didn't get to do our chores before we go and have fun. So when we got home, we did get in trouble. I don't want to mention how or what was done to us, but we were all being punished. So that is what I experienced when I was growing up. Responsibility to some of the children, I'm not saying all of them, are being followed. Some of them don't. So that's why we have these kind of things that are happening to the teenagers nowadays.
Because they weren't taught the same
Yes.
way.
That we were taught when we were growing up. And the word responsibility is it's a big thing for us, because we won't be the way we are right now if it wasn't for our parents and following the ways of what they teach us.